A woman in the desert was suddenly stung by a venomous scorpion. She rushed to the base's medical room to inject the antidote, only to find that someone had emptied every last vial. There was no time to hunt down whoever was responsible. Getting her treated was all that mattered. But they were deep in the desert, and the nearest hospital was over 180 miles away. With no time to lose, they loaded Ella onto the helicopter to get her out. But someone had tampered with the chopper too. Fortunately, one of them suggested they could drive to a nearby valley instead. Just as they were about to put Ella in the Jeep, Rachel raised a concern. If the saboteur had gotten to the helicopter, there was no guarantee the car was safe either. But they had no other choice. They had to take the risk. Jack turned the ignition. The engine roared to life, and everyone breathed a small sigh of relief. With the vehicle running, they set off toward the hospital 180 miles away. On the road, Ella fought through the searing pain of the venom spreading through her body. But they hadn't gone far when the fuel gauge started flashing. Luckily, Jack had packed extra diesel before they left, but Pierre quickly realized something was wrong. The fuel cans had been swapped out and filled with sand. He immediately radioed Jack back at the base, telling him to bring fuel as backup, but it was no use. Every drop of diesel at the base had been drained too. With no fuel coming, Pierre had no choice. He pulled the tires off the SUV and set them on fire in the middle of the desert, hoping the smoke would catch the attention of a passing vehicle. But the tires burned down to nothing. No one came. In the end, Ella couldn't hold on. She died in Pierre's arms. Not long after, Pierre carried her body back to base. She was the third member of their team they'd lost. After laying Ella to rest, Pierre unleashed his rage on Horst. But once he calmed down, the group analyzed the situation and realized that everyone was a suspect. One disaster after another weighed heavily on Jack. He knew the person behind all of this was hiding among the survivors. What none of them realized was that a woman had been orchestrating everything from the shadows, one of the volunteers in the experiment. Without anyone noticing, she had stolen Jack's access card, slipped into the control room, and copied all the research data. And at the same time, every barrel of water in the storage room had been destroyed.